Read about the things that happen throughout the world. Don't believe in everything you see or hear. Read all about it. Read all about it. It's a world.
Ed Byrne and Alan Cochrane, and Hugh Dennis and Gary Delaney. We start with a round called Headliners. Here's a picture of Labour's two Eds, Miliband and Balls, but what does MFIB stand for?
Is it Miliband fondles invisible buttocks?
Is Miliband so dull that the headline is, in fact, massive flag in background?
Is it Martian freak invades Britain?
Is he apologising to Young Labour for their poll ratings, saying, my fault, innit, bruv?
Is it just simply MFI bollocks?
Why would they use that picture to randomly take on MFI?
Two wooden characters.
Well, if we're just going to go with ones that have nothing to do with the picture, why can't we just say, my fanny is burning? It's the sentence that goes with MFIB.
By the look of the flag, he's trying to knock some sense into a BNP rally. Is he saying, Mo Farah is black?
Hang on, Mo Farah is British. I could understand him trying to convince him of that, but surely he doesn't have to convince even the BNP that Mo Farah is black.
They are in serious denial. I mean, this summer has been very difficult for them.
White man went very well in the 5,000 metres. What are you talking about?
Or is it just quite simple? Is it man focuses in background?
Is he trying to appeal to, you know, is he trying to show himself to be a bit more down to earth? And he's going, Mallorca, Faliraki, Ibiza, brilliant.
Move to a correct answer, please.
Mowgli's friend is Baloo.
Is it Martin Freeman is Bilbo?
No, it's not. The end answer is Miliband. So Miliband something battle.
Miliband fears irritating battle.
No.
Bowel.
No.
Irritable bowel.
Not bowel.
I think it's Miliband fights image battle.
Very good. Thank you very much, Hugh Dennis. OK, the answer I was looking for was Miliband fights image battle. This is the news that Ed Miliband has launched a campaign to make himself better known to voters, embracing his geek image and comprehensive school education. It comes in a week when one poll suggests that 63% of the electorate do not see him as a future Prime Minister.
The poll actually said, though, it said people didn't regard him as Prime Ministerial as David Cameron. And you're thinking, well, that's probably not much of a surprise because David Cameron is, in fact, the Prime Minister.
Yes.
We need to be a bit careful throwing stones about Ed Miliband appearing like a bit of a dork. If there are 7 men on television who don't need to be throwing stones in this particular glass house, it's this 7-man up you to the survival of the fittest theory, right? This is not the pot calling the kettle black. This is the kettle calling another kettle a kettle.
To be fair, only one of us does a programme about maths.
Yes, well... What policies have Labour touted at the conference this week?
He's promised more help for first-time buyers, and my parents helped me buy my first flat, and I can't thank them enough, it turns out.
He wants to cut stamp duty, doesn't he, to promote growth?
Yep.
And you think, well, it might work. I mean, what was Cameron's best idea to promote growth? Everybody should build a conservatory. And you're thinking, that is not going to kick-start the British economy. It might kick-start the Polish economy.
He's also going to sell 4G. Apparently they're going to sell 4G. I didn't know we had 4G yet. I know people have talked about this thing, but they might as well go, and we shall sell the nation's reserves of unobtainium. The money we receive from that.
Miliband said they're going to break up the banks, which is actually a policy that genuinely could solve the financial crisis, as long as they go back in time and do it before 2008.
One banking reform that I would like to see is for the people who work at the Halifax, stop pissing about with that radio station and do some work.
if they did break up the banks, that Miliband is the sort of bloke that would just end up with a pen with one of those little chains on it, out of everything in a bank.
Move on. Here's a picture of Shadow Chancellor Ed Balls, but can anyone give me a phrase to sum this up?
Well, obviously, good to see that Wayne Rooney is back to fitness.
Is he thinking to himself? Is he just thinking to himself, why, when my name is Balls, do I keep having photographs like these?
It is Mr. Ed Balls playing football in a match between MPs and journalists at the conference. Apart from playing football, what has Ed Balls been doing recently?
He's a politician.
He's been...
Other than that...
He has been sickening normal people everywhere by learning to play the piano.
Yes,
Did you
to
see
what
that?
level?
Grade 1.
Grade 1, yes.
And the grade 1 is recognising that that's not a piano.
This is a trick test. That's not a piano. You have passed.
I reckon he just heard mention of chopsticks and thought there might be some food available.
If he does learn chopsticks, that'll be handy for when he's Chancellor and has to beg money off the Chinese.
You really believe if you go into the Chinese and go, honourable Chinese president. Cling, 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 cling,
They will go, you took an interest in our culture.
Ding, 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 ding. That's as much as I know.
Okay. Darren, do you not think he would have lost them with honourable Chinese person? Opening with that.
I'm in the diplomatic corps. What do you say?
It'd be like arriving in the Congo on a diplomatic mission with a crate of umbongo. I believe you enjoy this beverage.
We're told this is all you drink here in the Congo, which has been renamed for how long?
Well, it's now called the Democratic Republic of Umbongo.
By the way, who's he doing the test with?
Lots of 5-year-old and 6-year-old children.
6-year-old children. 6-year-old child, 6-year-old child, Ed Balls, 6-year-old child, 6-year-old child.
Which is creepy. As a 6-year-old child, you'd be thinking, you've been told, as you wait in that room, if you fail this, you're coming back again. And then a 45-year-old man... Even as a 6-year-old, you're thinking, oh, my God, this guy is an idiot.
They take this shit seriously right here. Please let me go. Please don't make me do the exam again.
I do, in a way, think it's commendable that he's done it and it's good for him to have a release, but I also think it's a really bad thing for a busy politician to do in a sort of connecting with the people way, because people that have got normal jobs are then going, well, I haven't got time to learn the fucking piano. How have you got time? Well, he should really do what Cameron does and just get pissed and lose his kids and stuff like that. And then people are like, oh, yeah, he's one of mine.
In other news, what did David Cameron do recently that no other serving British Prime Minister has ever done?
Samantha Cameron.
Yeah. That's true. But he also went on Letterman in the States, didn't he?
Letterman was trying to trip him up by asking about British history, which is tricky because we've got a lot more of it than they have, right? And, you know, American history exams are really easy. They just have questions like, on what date was September the 11th?
He did do all right, but he didn't know what Magna Carta meant, when in fact what he should have said, obviously, is what Magna Carta means is that we had civilised democratic government some 200 years before your country was discovered.
And also, I'd imagine, had he said that, it wouldn't quite have gone as well as an appearance as he would have liked. David Cameron was on a complete charm offensive. Look at you, your small, poxy country. New and useless. We're older than you. Yeah. Older. Feel my history.
He could. I think he could also have gone, you say your name is Letterman. In my country, we would call you Postman.
I'm sorry. He wasn't going on as a Bond villain. That would be Cheek. Kill him now!
They love us as villains. They always have English people as villains. They don't know who he is. This was we could have sent anybody. We should have sent Alan Rickman. Hello.
Do you know what he came out to?
Yeah, I know what he came out to. He came out to loads of dry ice, and they said it represented a London fog when we haven't had a London fog for over 100 years. That's the stereotype image that those Americans believe. What? The fat, dumb redneck. The closest we've currently got to a London fog is Boris Johnson at the moment. Either that or Amy Childs from The Only Way is Essex.
What Boris Johnson did say was that he got it wrong deliberately because he didn't want to seem like he had Latin coming out of every orifice. Now, that sounds creepy, doesn't it? That
The thing about Boris Johnson, though, isn't it, is everybody thinks he's quintessentially English, but in fact he was born in America, named after a Russian, and looks like a Swedish person who's eaten another Swedish person.
At the end, and the points go to Chris, Hugh and Barry. Our next round is called Newsreel. We play in a recent piece of footage featuring people in the news and ask Hugh to suggest what might be being said. This week's clip features the Prince of Wales.
Good God, it's Margaret Beckett, isn't it? From the First Labour government. Do you know, I'm beginning to wonder how recent this footage actually is. Only a train in a box. That's odd. Mummy normally gives me a Twix and a lump of organic cheese. Still, never mind. Stick that on eBay. So this son will be your driver, Dave. Hello, Dave. I love you. So you drive this, do you? Yes, I bet you've got a tale or two to tell. Yeah, well, actually, it has been hairy a couple of times. I bet it has. Yes. Do you know, I quite fancy doing your job. Yes, and I quite fancy doing your job. Well, that's not going to fucking happen, is it? Can I have a go? No, I'm afraid it's against regulations. Is it? Is it? Now, Dave, think very carefully. Yes, I think that's the right answer. Nobody wants to be force-fed organic biscuits. Anyway, let's have some fun. This is an impression. This is the British economy. It's going backwards. Yes, I'm here all week. Don't worry, I understand about trains. Now, tell me, Dave, can this go sideways? Backwards and forwards. Just backwards and forwards. Why don't we just concentrate on driving the train? So just push the lever forward if you could. It's a lever, is it? I thought it was an enormous licorice allsort. What do? Just push it forward, do I? Oh, yes, look, we're going. Well, this is a piece of piss, Dave. I'm stealing a living. Yes. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on, my arm's stuck. I think, hang on, Dave, my arm's locked. David, I can't stop. My arm's locked. His arm's locked. My arm's locked. I can't. Oh my God, where are the brakes? Where's the brakes? They're out of control. I can't stop it. Got you there, didn't I, Dave?
Well done, you got us. Now we play a round called Wakey Wakey, Roy McIlroy. This game involves Ed and Gary, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launched a wheel of news, and whoever chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. The winner is, however, I think is the funniest. OK, here we go. Let's have the first topic, please. The first subject is parenting.
I'll take this. We have 2 children in our house. 2 boys. One is 4 months old and the other is 21 months old. Yeah. We didn't want there to be too big a gap, so my wife had them both by cesarean. To be honest with you, the 4-month-old, he's already more of a man than I've ever been, because he's already mastered the art of the casual vomit, something I could never do. When I'm sick, it's a biblical event, it's coming out my nose, I'm pulling muscles in my back, but he's so cool with it. He'll puke and then he'll look at you like you just did it. You know, what's this? That was you. Don't think so, doesn't sound like it. But it's amazing the pressure that can build up inside a small child. It's got the puke flies out and the piss flies out and the shit. Honestly, if I was to feed him creosote instead of milk, I could do me fence with him. The thing we've been careful about, though, is even though I have 2 boys, I didn't name either of them after me, because I didn't want to have that big Ed, little Ed thing. Because when you call him one of your sons Little Ed, it just sounds too much like you're talking about your cock. Oh, Little Ed's been misbehaving. It just seems a bit... Honey, will you just hold Little Ed? Just hold Little Ed for just a minute. Hold Little Ed. Oh, Little Ed's been sick on you. It's just not...
Thank you very much, Ed. OK, that leaves us with Gary. Let's see what you've been left with. OK, let's spin that wheel. And the topic is celebrity.
Celebrity. They've started a celebrity magazine for the elderly. It's called Hello, Hello, Hello. Uri Geller, surprisingly hard to stab.